All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Welcome aboard again to our YouTube channel, G.A.R Capital. Here again every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I grab a sip of my water. All right, good morning, all. Let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Before we begin, make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white box there. Click on that. Turn notifications, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, comment your questions. Really do appreciate it as always. Thank you for your support. Let's rock and roll. All right, Dow Futures are basically flat, green, up 1 point. NASDAQ up 12 points, 0.07%. S&P up 1. Russell 2000 Index Futures up 1.9 or 2 points. Crude oil, nice bounce back, up 1.85%. Gold futures up 0.17%. Silver futures up 0.15%. After yesterday's slam, it's nice to see that they're bouncing back. Dollar index up 0.14%, 93.07. The VIX is slightly red, 1668. The 10-year right now is at 1.325%. So yields are creeping up about 8 basis points, if you want to call it that. Less than that. Euro dollar 117.18 for my forex people. Dollar yen 110.50, up 15 pips. Ethereum futures are up 31.98. 1.29%. Bitcoin futures slightly down at 45,895. That is the futures price. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go on level with you guys. Pretty quiet morning. Not much going on, so let's go straight to the pre-market movers, do some charting, answer some questions, and we'll go from there. A couple of things came out yesterday. AMC reported their earnings. Pretty funny stuff on that conference call. I was reading some of it. Bitcoin, they're going to accept, which is pretty cool. Word is that they want to sell merchandise with apes on them. That's from the Reddit people, I guess. AMC is embracing the Reddit crowd with their stock. Obviously, they both have these same goals, which is increase the stock price by any means necessary, right? Jim Chanos reports that he has a small put position on it. So AMC did lose less than expected. They're up 9.85%. Fisker was price upgraded by Morgan Stanley. They're up nearly 20% pre-market. Fuel Cell Energy is up 6.79%. There was some news on Plug. We posted that on Instagram. So again, all the charging stations, EVs, are catching some bids. Apple's green, Chevron's green, Coca-Cola slightly green, Walmart, Verizon, Boeing is slightly green, Dow Chemical slightly red. Walmart is up 0.71%. Home Depot down slightly. Goldman Sachs down slightly a bit too after a nice push yesterday. Visa is down 0.20%. Let's go to the S&P here. AMD up 0.53%, Ford up 0.22%, Pfizer up 0.26%, Carnival down slightly, 0.22%, Occidental Petroleum, nice little bounce here, well slightly, 0.66%, AT&T basically flat. On the NASDAQ 100, Moderna slightly red after soaring yesterday, Micron down 0.32%, Nvidia up slightly, JD.com up 2%, also Baidu is up 1.35%, even though they were price downgraded today. And on the NASDAQ, anything else that stands out here? Not really much. So that's where we are this morning. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay, so a couple things here I'm watching. Obviously TNX, which is yields. You can see that it may not work for Robinhood. It may not work for all brokers, but I know TNX works for TD Ameritrade. This is what we use. Again, we talked about this many times about interest rates and how they are so important. The yields, again, guys, very, very important. We have here a double bottom on the daily, as you can see here, right below 1.2 or 12. So again, our target is right above the 50-day moving average, 14, which is 1.4%. I expect that to hit, not tomorrow, obviously, but that's our short-term goal. So again, if you're expecting that, what are you looking for? Industrials, energy, financials, materials, the reflation trade. So again, there's a lot of optimism out there as Credit Suisse increases their price target on the S&P for 2022 to 5,000. So again, a little different from what Morgan Stanley is saying this morning at 4,000 that there was on Bloomberg this morning. We're still above the 200-day moving average on TNX. So again, watch the banks. We did trade Goldman Sachs yesterday. We took a loss on AMD. So again, kind of a mixed day. I'm not expecting much today, to be completely honest with you. I'm not seeing a ton of volume. Look at E-mini futures here. Very, very quiet so far this morning. Obviously, we get the boost right around 9 a.m. but you could see kind of a downtrend in terms of volume as the dog days of August continue. Obviously, we'll get some more volume as September rolls around. Back to school for a lot of kids, so again, a lot of parents are busy with that, so I wouldn't expect tons of trading here. So again, it's very, very important to be extremely tactical on what you're doing. So keep that in mind. Don't make a move just because. Be smart and look for proper position sizing. Look for your alerts and go from there. So let's go straight to questions because really, guys, not much going on. If there was a day to take off, it probably would be today. All right, paying attention to bond auction. Yes, I believe we have a bond auction today. I went ahead and posted that to our Discord group. Let's see if I can find it. Apply the filter. I don't see a bond auction here. Tomorrow's is a bond auction, the 10-year. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have some inflationary data tomorrow, CPI and core CPI. So tomorrow is probably a bigger day than today. So again, guys, if you don't do much today, don't feel too bad. Today, on Thursday, is a 30-year bond auction. So I'm assuming today, I think you're speaking of probably a 5-year bond auction. Not even a bond auction there. So I don't have a bond auction for today, but we do have bond auctions on Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, tomorrow being the 10-year, and the 30-year on Thursday. Do you expect a beat for coin earnings? That's a really good question. I really don't have a clue on what can beat. Remember, guys, it's not as simple as that they beat. Remember, it's all about the reaction. It's all about the forecasting. It's all about the guidance. So we got to see, obviously, if they beat, and let's see what their forward guidance is on their conference call. Again, guys, if you're interested in conference calls, you got to check out our friends here. Let me get the name exactly. What was the one earnings, or I think it was conference call. I forget the name. Let me see if I have it here. I know it's on Instagram because I posted it. I want to make sure that you guys have the app. Again, it's a free app, super cool. If you want to listen to conference calls, it's the best. If I can find it, here we go. It is from the Quarter app, QUARTR_APP. So the Quarter app will tell you all the details you need in regards to Coinbase and any stocks that you're interested in. It's free of charge. Listen to the conference call or just read the PDF. I know I will today since I'm a Coinbase shareholder, but and it's anyone's guess what's going to happen today. Good morning, Carlos. Level to watch on NQ and RTY. Thanks. Sure, let's go ahead and bring that up on NQ. NQ flirting with all-time highs. Nothing really to do here. Unless you're expecting a blow-off top and expecting the Delta variant to really just go away, I wouldn't trade NQ here, to be completely honest with you. So really nothing there. RTY has been an absolutely frustrating trade. We did pop above this level here of 2250. That's the level I've been watching. It's rejected that now 1, 2, 3 times. 4 times. So you can call it a quadruple top or call it whatever you want, but it is testing. So again, I do expect it to break it. I just don't know when. When rates go up, that's a good thing for the Russell 2000 because there are heavy banks on there. So you can see we were in this channel, we broke down around there, and then we've been sticking around like sticking in mud here since April. So again, 2251 is the level I'm watching. If we do, then again, really your target is around 2343, if that. But again, it's going to be a swing trade if you go there. Good morning, Carlos. Leaps question. When you buy Leaps, do you focus on in-the-money calls, certain deltas, certain types of stocks? The last long-term leap I would say I bought was yesterday. We bought some unusual options activity on XLF calls for September. Now, again, XLF doesn't have high IV because it doesn't move that much. So keep that in mind. And they are on the cheaper side because it's really around the $32 ETF. So again, it really is closer to the money, sure. But again, it doesn't have to be always close to the money, but always look at volume as your real barometer to see forward. Would you want to see a play with either GC or CL? Let's take a look at it. GC, this is gold. You can see on the daily, again, we tested that level 1697. I talked about that on the aftermarket recap on the note. Feel free to check that out. We post that every day. 17, except on Fridays, 1772 is a target. We're at 1728. The problem is here is that you really want to wait for that 1772 break. I wouldn't play ahead of it. Gold is up slightly, but again, not as much as you'd like, and it's still a downward trend. So maybe a 1700 short would be prudent, but again, I'd rather wait for that break of 1697 and settle below there, and then target possibly 1650 and go from there. And again, you could see if we bring up more of a wider range chart, that 1676 level on an actual, how many weeks is this? This is, I think, I don't even know how many weeks. This is the max I can go with weeks. 1523 is that support. So again, nice double hit and then a fall. So nothing really here on gold that I want to touch as of yet. If we took a look at oil, I think oil has a better move to the upside. Again, a break of 6803 on the 1 hour looks nice, but a break of 70 would really get us out of this little funk here. But again, we're sitting right at the 100-day moving average. 6501 is your support, but that 100-day moving average on the daily is holding on crude futures. Your target, if you're looking at it, is 70 to 71.39 is your 50-day moving average. Rotation into tech today. We had some tech yesterday, obviously, but nothing to really go crazy because it was a pretty flat day. Really quiet day. Should be a grind higher, if anything, slow grind. So any positions you may have open may just grind slowly. Patience is going to be tested here. I expect E-mini futures to hit all-time highs today. I expect NASDAQ to hit all-time highs today, but very slowly in a very crawling fashion. So again, what we call a melt up. Let's see, buying calls in FCEL. Yesterday's volume was good. Well, let's see how the market opens this morning. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Be careful out there because right when we open, we could dip. On the daily, 774, we're still below that 50-day moving average. You could target the $8 calls if you like, if there's volume, but I have not seen any volume yet because the market's not open. Thoughts on trading copper seems way too high. Let's see. Give me a second here. I think it's HG. I haven't traded copper in a long time. All right, let's look at copper here. On the hourly, it is falling down. We talked about commodities yesterday, that commodity slam. Look at the daily here. We're right below the 100-day moving average, so not exactly bullish, not exactly bearish, but we're above the 200-day at least. The problem is that we're starting to get a little bit of a cross here between the 50 and the 100. If the 50-day moving average breaks below the 100, that is a bearish move. So your thoughts would be correct that copper would be going lower. Thoughts on plug and AMC for the day. So AMC is going to be a difficult one if you're trading it. If you are, you have to look at the 40 calls. That's your resistance. You can either wait for that break or you can play those calls. Again, depends on your risk. Depends how much you want to risk. The volume is so low today, you really want to pare back risk here, guys. You really don't want to do much here because at the end of the day, you could be right with your trade, but if there's no demand for your option contract, you're not going to make money. So again, 31.76 is your support on the daily. We're right now at 37, which is nice, but a break of 40 is extremely key. I would wait for that alert to break. Again, a great, not an amazing conference call, but again, a fun one to listen to if you want to listen to it. I love the fact that AMC is embracing their fans. They're reopening, obviously, so things can get better. But again, AMC isn't exactly a mega profitable company either. So again, this is a pure speculation trade. If you're an investor, you're putting this in your speculation bucket, not in your core holdings. Let's see, ODFL. I don't know what ODFL is, so I can't tell you exactly what they do. I have to research it, but the price action looks really nice. Looks like it's testing yearly highs. I guess if you're looking to buy it, price action's holding as long as it holds that 50. Let's see. I didn't get my glasses. I'm blind. Sorry, guys. I think there was one more question here. Oh, plug. Yeah. Plug had the news. I skipped that. It's my bad. It is pushing as well. You can see a nice little breakout. That's nice. But you could see 29.60. Oh, right near that 50-day moving average. If it breaks 30, go for it. Take a look and see what's out there. But again, be very careful. You could always target 34 as a 200-day moving average on the daily. Maybe go for next week or something else. But again, needs to break 30. Keep in mind. I have a feeling that's going to reject there, so just be careful. Palantir, they do report this week. I own shares. I love the company. It's looking to be a breakout. This line right here, right at 23.12, was my level for a breakout. Guess what? It retested. That's where we are currently. And look, since February and that drop, it's been a nothing burger. Nothing's been happening. So again, we are going to get some volatility, possibly with earnings. But again, I would not trade the earnings ahead of time. Be careful. Laser again. These high growth tech companies are starting to catch bids. Have you noticed? Remember these February ones, the Space, the Lasers, the Palantirs, the Blinks of the world? They're starting to catch bids. Keep in mind, if you were patient and held, you're probably going to get rewarded toward the end of the year. Again, the target on Laser, if I'm looking here, is really 20. But again, you need a little more. Let's see what we get again, maybe a break of 19 and hold 19, then possibly a $20 strike trade could be possible. Seen stock tank after earnings. Should we be worried about Palantir earnings? Got a position on stock. So do I. But again, I'm a long-term holder. Again, I think Palantir is absolutely the future. Definitely the future big company. I expect the biggest growth from Palantir amongst most of the companies that I own. So again, as an investor, I want it to tank so I can buy more. But then as an investor as well, I want it to rise as more. So I see it as an opportunity if it completely falls. Again, if you own some shares, you can always write contracts if you want. Again, it's a little more diligence in there, but I would not trade earnings ahead of time. A lot of earnings that happened. AMC came up after earnings. A lot of companies fell after earnings. That just happens. So it's hard to predict. Unless you have inside information, there's no way to predict that. Thoughts on JPM? Again, seeing a bounce here up 30 cents pre-market. I expect us to break above 158.5 today and catch those. I have the 160 calls on JPM. Thoughts on PayPal as well? PayPal is right below the 50-day moving average. It is up slightly pre-market, right around about 20 cents. Again, I'm expecting a bounce, and I expect this to hit as well. PayPal, my alert is right around 282.48. Once that breaks, our calls should be fine. I have PayPal and JPM calls. When can Tesla get back to 800? Well, we do have AI day, and I believe battery day. I don't know if they're mixing it, but that real big level is 722.72. We broke out of it once, twice it retested, a second time it retested, and it's just been hitting. So again, once you start, I really don't believe in something called a triple top. That doesn't exist, really. It's just really testing the resistance. I expect Tesla to hit 800 by the end of the year, but again, it's going to take some time. Again, a lot of shorts in this name too. Got some momentum ever since July, but again, 722.72 is absolutely needed. Needs to clear, needs to settle above that for at least a couple of days. Thoughts on BTC closing at 100K a year by end of year? I say by 100K by the end of the year is absolutely prudent. If not, the latest Q1 of 2022, I'm long Bitcoin. You guys saw my portfolio yesterday. Nothing has really changed. Even if I bought more of Bitcoin and it gained 100%, what am I, double my money? That's why I have not added to it. I'm keeping it as is. I pretty much added as much as I can. My average price, I believe, on Bitcoin was 12,000. I'm not going to get better than that, so might as well just hold and wait for that. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and leave it there. And keep in mind, those that are asking questions about positions, you're more than likely signal holders. Go to our Discord page for premium and masterclass. I recap every single trade that we have open, exact levels, exact what we're looking for. More than likely, you're a basic member, so you're just asking. Basic members don't get that breakdown nor chart, so I completely understand. Just want to put that into perspective. All right, guys, I got to get started with our YouTube premium guys. I don't know if we're going to have a busy day today. I really don't want to waste their time, but let's see what happens, and we'll go from there. I've said that before, and we've had some really great volume, so let's see what we get. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Keep in mind, next week, no YouTube. Next week, no aftermarket recap. Keep that in mind. I'm going to remind you every day because I will be on vacation all of next week. Just a heads up. Have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll catch you guys later.